Okay, I'm setting this up to do a little demonstration. This is a bad board. This one was donated to me by somebody who, unfortunately, it had a water landing. So as you can see, there's a lot of parts around the area that are corroded. But I figured this would be a good way to kind of let you guys see the process that I'm talking about. I've cut a small piece of Kapton tape, which is polyimide, and the goal is to cover the two ports. You see, there's a port there in that corner, a port there in that corner, and that will prevent any flux from ingressing into the part. And also, you can see I've added a little bit of flux here and a little bit of flux here. And the idea is that you apply indirect heat, small circular pattern, low airflow rate, moderate temperature around this area and around this area to kind of get the flux to kind of work its way into the part. And then once the board has gotten up to a high enough temperature, we should be able to grab this part and lift it off the pads. So I've got my hot air station here. Need to move things around a little bit. It's a little cluttered on my desk right now. Things that I don't want melted. So I'm dominant right-handed, so this is going to be kind of interesting, but I'm going to apply some heat. Again, I'm around C190 there, and I'll take and use my tweezers to kind of force. And I'm over here towards C378 here. And we'll try to force the flux in that area. Now, I'm just making small circular patterns, not directly on the part, but adjacent to the part. I'm going to do the other side, kind of make a horseshoe shape around the part. And I'll test the part every now and again to see how hot the area is getting. It should be getting fairly close. And keeping the hot air nozzle, close to the board, so as not let the air kind of spread over to the part. Now, small circular motions to the left of the part over here. Board should be getting hot enough. Horseshoe shapes again. Horseshoe shapes. It could be that maybe because of the amount of corrosion in this board that this part has gotten some weird bonding going on here, because that board should be plenty hot enough right now. See, some of those parts are moving. There we go. It took a little bit more effort than I thought. Just so you know, I mean, like the temperature was only about 280 degrees C, which may be a little low for what I'm trying to do, but the airflow rate's only 60%. I guess the goal, though, is to avoid, too much damage. So we got the part off there. There's no damage to the board. The board is a little warm. Let's take a look at the part here. It's still got the Kapton tape on it. You can see the flux worked its way underneath the part, but it didn't get inside, or it shouldn't have got inside. Let's see. Remove the Kapton tape and we can take a closer look. And that tape is, once it's heated up, it bonds pretty well. Okay, and the tape is off there. And then there's the part. So it's got some adhesive from the tape on there, but it looks like this is not the way it came off. It came off this way. Pin 1 indicators there. Anyway, we can see that it's just got adhesive on it. Let's zoom in on this and take a closer look. Make sure. Yeah, there we are. So yeah, the adhesive kept flux from working its way in there. So you can hit that with some isopropyl, 90%. I use 99%, and it should clean that right up. Let's see, where'd my isopropyl go? Grab a Q-tip here. If you're trying to do this with a soldering iron, all I can say is don't. Yeah, you see the adhesive. Adhesive is nice and tacky. I mean, if you get it off with the hot air station and you're trying to put it back on without a hot air station, it's going to be kind of difficult, because this is essentially a castellated DFN package, dual flat, no lead. And so with it being no lead, then there's zero pad extrusion or extension outside of the package. Looking at the bottom of the part, you can even see that the pad has some pullback. So the pads don't even fully extend out to the outer perimeter. So I guess I stand corrected. It's not castellated, because castellations usually imply that there's pad extension out to the edge. But anyway, if you're not using a hot air station, you're going to have a hard time. Matter of fact, you're probably not going to have much success at all. But good luck, I guess.